It's transfer deadline day. Will both Marc Guehi and Alexander Isak end the day as Liverpool players? Let's get an update from our transfer reporter, Ben Jacobs. Morning, Ben. Busy
Good morning,
day
Ben.
today.
Busy day, not even had my first coffee yet.
Good Lord, you're slipping up, mate. But then again, I say busy day. It's been a busy transfer window.
Yeah, it has been a record spend amongst Premier League clubs. Don't forget as well, the window shuts at 7 p.m, so a little bit earlier. And what we know from last night at after midnight is Alexander Isak agreed to Liverpool, 125 million fixed, 6-year contract, medical taking place imminently. So that one's going to be a done deal, and it ends one of the most dramatic sagas Newcastle member started not for sale. Then Isak issued a statement. Newcastle countered and said the conditions for sale have not been met. Now they have. With Marc Guehi, it's a little bit more complicated, and it's also intertwined with both Palace finding a replacement and also potentially Joe Gomez going to Milan as well. Marc Guehi valued by Liverpool at £35 million. Crystal Palace want £40 million, even though he's only got 1 year left on his contract. And crucially, even though Guehi played and scored yesterday, he has told Crystal Palace he wants the move. And given Palace don't want him to leave on a free transfer, I think there's a realistic chance this one happens.
Well, it's at the Coisty there. Realistically, they can't do anything but take the money, can they? Otherwise, you're paying 35 or 40 million pounds for a player to stay for one season.
Yeah, I think Palace's perspective is different between Steve Parish and Oliver Glasner, because Glasner's basically saying if we lose him, it could derail our season. It's better to lose him on a free and keep your captain, and maybe he changes his mind during the season, signs a new deal. I think Crystal Palace's hierarchy feel like they have to take the money because Gay's already communicated to them that he will not sign a new deal.
Yeah. Sorry, Ali, what are you going to say?
I was just going to say on that, absolutely. I mean, the one thing you have to say, both Palace players, I think, have handled the situation well. Guehi, I would imagine, from what we're looking and listening and watching, is he's kept Palace up to speed with his views. I think he's always wanted to go to Liverpool. I don't think he's hidden that, but he still went about his business correctly. Wonderful goal yesterday. And if I'm... Listen, I don't think there's any surprise, Ben, Jeff. If I'm Oliver Glasner, I'm saying what I'm saying. But if I'm Steve Parish, I think I've got to take the money, to be honest with you.
Completely. A couple of quick ones, Ben. We're talking about Newcastle. Saw the pictures from Molyneux at the weekend. Strand Larsen has a slight injury, yet he is suited and booted, nowhere near the squad, sitting with his lady in what appeared to be a hospitality lounge. Is he on his way to Newcastle today?
Yeah, I still think this one might be difficult because Wolves are absolutely adamant that there isn't a price that he can be sold for. But whilst the window's open, you could say there's always a price that a player can be sold for. But at the moment, we have no indication that this one is moving. And Newcastle might not even necessarily add a new striker at all now. I think the whole point of doing Isak last night was to say that Nick Voltemada, club record signing, enough to get Isak out the door. I think Strand Larsen's going to be difficult. The same for Yoane Wissa as well. But Newcastle will be alert until the end of the window because they do still want a second attacker.
Yeah. Be interesting with Wissa, won't it, then, who has made the statement over the weekend saying how much he wants to leave.
Yeah, Yoane Wissa very firm, saying that Brentford have broken promises. He believes he was given a guarantee. Actually, when Ivan Toney left for Al Ahly, that was a year ago, that he could go for £40 million. Brentford sources deny there's any verbal pact. And at the moment, the valuation is £65 million on Yoane Wissa for a player that's 28, almost 29, 1 year left on his contract with a club option. But I think the thing that's changed this situation is not Wissa and owner Matthew Benham, but actually Keith Andrews, new manager, coming in with no managerial experience and saying to his board, I want to keep Wissa, and it'd be very difficult for him to leave today.
Yeah. I've got one more for you, if I can, Ben. Nicholas Jackson. Is he in London or is he in Munich today?
Well, believe it or not, he's en route to Senegal, straight off to international duty. Course, yeah. So Bayern Munich have informed Jackson that the move is now off. It was a loan with a buy option. Chelsea naturally were playing Fulham, and then Liam Delap picked up a hamstring injury. We don't know how long he's out for, but at the moment, Chelsea have done two things. Brought back Nico Jackson. It's now going to be difficult for him to go anywhere. The only thing Chelsea will consider on deadline day, if we get a twist, is a permanent exit. No loans, no buy option. And Marc Guehi as well, the young striker that joined from the La Masia Academy at Barcelona, he's been recalled after just 30 days at Sunderland on a loan spell. So Chelsea now have two additional strikers. Jackson move off, Guehi coming back. and that is a reaction to the injury to Delap.
Yeah, Coisty, they've got 2 additional strikers. They've got 2 additional unhappy strikers, haven't they?
Yeah, well, it looks that way. I mean, I've got to say, I feel for Jackson, to be brutally honest. He's getting dragged from pillar to post. But listen, Jeff, Ben, Chelsea are doing nothing wrong. Far from it. You can argue they're protecting their club, their staff, their group of players. But I take your point. The fact of the matter is, Jackson in particular, I think, was ready. He'd probably all set to go in that move. A great move for him, incidentally, for the loan period. His nose might be out of joint a little bit. However, Chelsea have got to do what's right for them.
Ben, thank you very much indeed. I've got a feeling we're going to be hearing from you. Well, I know we're going to hear from you right through the course of the morning. Have a good day, mate.
Thank you.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.